Quick question. Where are these liberals seeing or finding Republicans or MAGA or whatever that regret their vote? Where are these people? Where are they located? Because I ain't never seen one. I've only seen liberals say, oh, I've talked to MAGA people that regret their vote. No, you haven't. No, you have not. There's not one person that wishes that they voted for Harris over Trump. Even if they were mad at Trump, they don't wish that they voted for Harris. The only wish that there could be is that there was another candidate to vote for other than Trump. But nobody, 100% of nobody wishes that they would have voted for Harris. I can tell you that right now. And if they saying it, they lying. They just trying to get some sex or some free food or something. But they did not regret their vote for Trump, wishing that they voted for Harris. I'm just letting y'all know right now. They are lying to you because that is absolutely not true. Nobody regrets their vote for Trump. Especially right now. Wishful thinking, sweeties. Wishful thinking.
I voted for Trump and I'm sorry. I am uneducated. I grew up in public school system. I believed anything a teacher and a principal told me, and I didn't question it, and I walked in a straight line, and I didn't use critical thinking skills, okay? I didn't read Project 2025. I have a disabled child. I'm a single mom of 3. I believed what he said in his campaigns, and I fucked up, and I'm sorry, okay? Now, we're wanting accountability across the board. It starts with the people like me that made a mistake. I'm admitting it. The first step to progressing in anything is admitting that there is a problem. There was a problem in my judgment. I did not do my due diligence in my research, and I voted in a system that I had not enough awareness and knowledge of until shit started hitting the fan. So if you come for me in the comments and you start all of this hatred, because what we have right now are the people that voted for Trump and that are hiding and that they don't agree, like me, like I was until I'm making this video right now. And then we have the people that didn't vote, and then we have the people that voted for someone else, okay? And then most of all, what we have are citizens of the United States, we the people, complaining that this administration needs to take accountability. We start by leading by example, okay? So if you come for me in the comments with hatred and resentment, because what you have is a resentment for the people that voted for this, that you're a part of the problem. Please accept my apology so we can unite, come together, and move on. Let's lead by example. I fucked up.
Alright, you just heard it. On one side, denial. Nobody regrets voting for Trump. And then reality hits. People like her thinking they knew what they were signing up for, now realizing they were completely unprepared for the fallout. This is exactly what happens when people ignore the warnings, don't do their homework, and blindly follow promises. MAGA voters were hyped up, convinced that Trump had all the answers, but the truth is starting to hit home. Today we are diving into the real reactions of people who are regretting their vote. No sugarcoating, no excuses. We are talking about ignorance, accountability, and the consequences of supporting policies they didn't fully understand, like Project 2025 and what it really means for the country. So stick around, you're about to see some harsh reality, a lot of frustrations, and reactions that won't hold back. Let's go into the video. But remember, if it's your first time, hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you get interested. Let's go into the video.
Hey, Crystal, you don't need to start out your videos letting us know that you're uneducated. By the time we finished it, we already knew, honey. We knew. You claim it's because of your uneducation that you blindly voted for Trump without doing any type of research. But honey, were you deaf and blind as well? No, Crystal, I guarantee that you were the type of girl that anytime a Democrat or a liberal tried to explain to you why we feared Trump becoming president, you swatted them away and called him a fucking libtard, huh? I guarantee you did that. You say all of a sudden the shit hits the fan, and I'm curious, Crystal, what pile of shit hit the fan for you that made you finally decide that you didn't want to swear your allegiance to Daddy Trump anymore? Was it the Epstein files? Because I'm telling you, girl, I'm really fucking sick and tired of that being the line that you all finally draw in the sand. It wasn't the illegal immigrants being torn away from their families, torn out of their children's graduations, and out of doctors' offices, and out of fucking surgeries, to be put on a plane and deported to a country not of their origin to rot in a fucking prison. It wasn't the women and children who are also being taken away from their families, out of graduations, and out of schools and doctors' offices. And we don't know where the fuck they're at. Have you heard anything about where the women and children are? Because I certainly haven't. It's not the planes that are flying over the ocean and then all of a sudden turning around without getting to their destination, and then 3-4 days later, people finding shackled bodies floating up on the shore. It's not that, is it? Was it the state of Florida putting all their little coins together to build alligator Auschwitz that is housing currently 1,000 fucking men in the most inhumane conditions you could possibly think of? It wasn't transsexual human beings being allowed to identify however the fuck they please and have whatever identifier that they want on their documentation that makes them feel whole. Wasn't women losing rights to their own fucking body, women, lots of women, dying or being on the brink of death because a bunch of cells is literally poisoning and killing them, but because there's still a fucking heartbeat in this goddamn ball of cells, we're going to let the woman die. It wasn't because of that. It wasn't that beautiful woman, Adriana Smith, who passed away while she had a baby still alive in her. And they kept her body alive with machines and medications against her family's wishes to harvest a fucking baby out months later to just unplug her and throw her away like she was absolutely nothing. It was nothing to do with that, was it, Crystal? It wasn't the veterans losing their counseling or programs that benefit them after they've served this country in war and have suffered PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, and all sorts of other fucking mental health and physical issues. It certainly wasn't that for you, was it now, Crystal?
So at Crystal Scar Wars, I saw your post about having MAGA regret. And I'm not gonna lie, my first response back was nasty. It was, it probably wouldn't have even gotten posted on here. So I thought about it, and I sincerely want to ask you, because what I've realized this whole time is every single time I ask a MAGA, what did you vote for? What did you want to happen? What did you believe President Trump was going to get accomplished? No one will answer me. The only thing I do get, though, is the anti-immigration hate, for sure. Which I don't know. I'm trying not to be mean, because if I'm mean, you won't answer me. So you had said something like you did not read Project 2025. I want to know, how can you vote for a president of the country that you live in, but you don't educate yourself? That's number one. Number two, when you said something like, I just listened to what my teachers said, that's what I want to know. What did they tell you to make you believe that he was the best choice for this country? So in actuality, it really is genuine questions. I don't feel sorry if his decisions are affecting you at this point, and I am sorry about that. I just have to be honest, because even though you had mentioned, I think you have 3 children, 1 disabled, maybe something is starting to affect you now, like SNAP benefits, you know, nutrition for your kids. But picture what it feels like to be an immigrant in this country. But like I said, I'm gonna keep it nice because I'm actually looking for like real answers. When you went in that booth and voted for Trump, what knowledge did you have, if any? I know you said you didn't, you know, you just believed what he said. So what was it that he said that made you vote for him? And what was it that your teachers said that made you vote for him? So I'm really, really interested in your answer. And whatever you say, I won't, you know, I'm really interested. Okay.
Alright, pause right there. Did you hear that? That's the real question MAGA voters never want to answer. What did you actually think was going to happen? They vote based on slogans, flashy promises, or the latest hype. And now they're shocked when the consequences hit. It's like someone handed them a ticking time bomb and said, have fun. And they just smiled, completely oblivious. This isn't about being uneducated. It's about ignoring the people trying to warn them, everyone around them, the media, even friends and family. Were saying, think carefully, but they wanted to believe the easy path. And now that easy path comes with chaos, lost jobs, economic pain, and in some cases, real human suffering. This clip right here shows exactly why MAGA regret is so frustrating for everyone watching. It's not just about feeling sorry for themselves. It's about the fact that their decision affected more than just their bank accounts. And now they are being confronted with the questions they've been avoiding the whole time. What did you actually vote for? Spoiler alert, they don't have an answer. Let's continue.
So I'm going to preface this video by saying that 2 things can be true at once. And one of those things is that it's brave and it is difficult to publicly take accountability for wrongdoing and apologize. The other thing that is true is that there are millions of people whose lives have been either taken or irrevocably changed by the administration that you supported. And for me and all the other white women in your comments, it's very easy for us to say, you know what? Welcome back to reality. I personally have made many videos about how we really need to accept former Trump cult members. But that is because I am coming from an extreme place of privilege. I have not been kidnapped off the street and disappeared without even being charged with a crime or accused of a crime and sent to a fucking concentration camp. I haven't lost my entire livelihood. I haven't fucking died because of lack of access to abortion care. So while it's easy for me and those like me to say, welcome back to reality, I'm glad you're here, you're not entitled to anybody's forgiveness, especially people who have fucking lost everything because of what you contributed to. So those are the 2 things that are true at once.
PSA. MAGA supporters who are now regretting their vote. We don't care. What you need to do with that energy is you all form an alliance, right? And then you guys go and fight for what you know is right. But don't expect any flowers or a particular take parade because you guys have now come to your senses, right? Because your marbles was all thrown over the floor for the past, let's just say years. So if you are now a MAGA supporter and you know you made the wrong decision, baby, don't cry to us. Don't expect us to take you in with love. Don't expect us to just forget the fact that you voted against us, right? Because you need to now do some self-reflection and ask yourself why you voted against yourself, okay? That's it.
And here's the kicker. This isn't about pity. This isn't about saying, oh, poor MAGA voters. It's about accountability. When people like her say they don't care about MAGA regret, they're not being cruel. They're pointing out the reality. Your regrets don't undo the damage. This is what separates real change from empty apologies. You can't just say, oops, my bad, and expect a word of a receipt. There is work to do, systems to fix, people to protect, and MAGA voters who didn't pay attention aren't going to get a pass. And look at the advice here from Anarians. Fight for what's right. Take action. That's exactly what's missing in these regret stories. Instead of facing the consequences and learn, some just want sympathy. But as we see in these clips, there is larger picture here. These are people whose lives were affected, and the time for regrets is over. Now it's about accountability, and watching these reactions makes that crystal clear. This is why MAGA regrets clips hit so hard. They show the personal shock, the confrontations, and the cold truth of responsibility. There is no easy way out this time. Let's continue.
You can make all of the self-deprecating humor you want to get white people back on your side, but I will never fucking forgive you or anyone that chose to triple down and vote for Trump a third time in 2024. The first time, okay, Trump is something new. You want a businessman. You want something different. But through those 4 years of him conducting himself as president and fucking up the pandemic, that should have been your fucking draw the line in the sand. But no, it wasn't. When this motherfucker started a fucking riot in the Capitol, that should have been your hard line in the sand. All of the nasty shit he said in 2024 should have been the draw on the line you said. But no, it's when it finally affects you that, I'm sorry, forgive me. I was led astray. I believed anything. I didn't read Project 2025. Shut the fuck up and I don't give a fuck.
And there it is, the final word: no excuses, no forgiveness, no pretending like ignorance is an acceptable excuse. This isn't just about feeling bad for making a mistake. It's about owning what you helped create. Look at the reactions throughout this video: denial, shock, regret, confrontation, and finally, accountability. That's the journey, and it's harsh reality check for anyone who thought voting for Trump was a simple choice with no consequences. Some might say, oh, it's just one person. Let it go. But it's not just one person. It's a reflection of what happens when millions make the same choices without understanding the impact, policies, economic fallout, human lives. It all matters, and MAGA voters have to face it. This is why these clips hit so hard. It's not entertainment, it's a mirror, and what we see in that mirror isn't pretty. Denial and regret can't elastic the consequences, but confrontation and accountability, that's where change begins. So for all the MAGA voters watching, this isn't about hate, it's about responsibility. Owning your decisions, face the consequences, and stop pretending ignorance protects you, because the country, the people, and the truth won't wait, and neither will history. That's it. No sugarcoating, no apologies, just the cold, hard truth. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all to stick to this time. Appreciate you all, and I wish you peace and love. Be safe where you are. I'll see you to the next video. Bye.